Season 4 opens with a twist that fits our promise: technology as an unexpected witness. We are calling this episode When Devices Testify: Fitbits, Cars, and Smart Homes in Investigations. We will walk through how everyday gadgets record time, place, and motion, how those records can help or hurt a narrative, and how to think about consent, privacy, and context when devices enter the story. Language is neutral, examples are generalized, and we avoid graphic detail while staying practical and specific. First, the premise. Modern life is a web of sensors and logs. Fitness trackers record steps, heart rate, and sleep windows. Phones log location, Wi-Fi joins, Bluetooth encounters, and app activity. Cars store trip data, door opens, gear shifts, and crash events. Smart speakers keep snippets of audio and device commands. Thermostats and doorbells create time-stamped events. None of these are truth by themselves. They are measurements that must be interpreted in context. But they can narrow windows of possibility in ways that surprise people used to arguing only with words. Fitness trackers come first because they are the most personal. A spike in heart rate, a burst of steps, or a long idle period can corroborate or contradict a timeline. But context matters. A watch on the bedside table can register steps from motion in the room. Optical heart rate sensors can be noisy during movement or when worn loosely. Battery gaps create blind spots. Responsible use means pairing tracker data with anchored events, known calls, video timestamps, or verified communications. The lesson for storytellers and investigators is to avoid single-device certainty. Look for convergence, multiple independent logs pointing to the same window. Phones are a suitcase of timelines. Even with location history off, a phone leaves traces: which cell tower it used, when it joined a Wi-Fi network, when an app fetched data, when a photo captured EXIF metadata. A phone at home may still be active if a scheduled backup runs or a notification wakes radios. Conversely, a powered-off phone is not a proof of absence. It is an absence of one kind of evidence. Healthy analysis asks, which logs exist, who controls them, and what alternative explanations could produce them. A device in airplane mode in a pocket tells a different story than a device on a table at home pinging a home router. Vehicles quietly keep diaries. Many modern cars record trip start and end times, speeds, and system events. Some upload to cloud accounts or telematics services. Infotainment systems cache paired phones, call logs, and navigations. Event data recorders capture seconds around crashes. As with other devices, time alignment is key. Vehicle clocks drift. Cloud timestamps are usually in UTC. Local clocks may jump for daylight savings. Without careful normalization, two logs can appear to contradict when they simply disagree on time zones. If you are building a narrative, convert everything to a single time standard and annotate your assumptions. Smart homes add texture. Door sensors, motion detectors, thermostats, and cameras produce time-stamped events. A door opening at 21:12, a heat bump at 21:15, and a voice assistant command at 21:18 together can redraw an evening. But false positives exist. Pets trigger motion. HVAC schedules change temps. Voices on TV can wake a smart speaker. Audio snippets are particularly sensitive. Platforms vary in how long they retain them and how opt-in works. Ethics requires restraint. Use only what is necessary, anonymize non-public voices, and respect consent frameworks built into devices. Cloud services bridge gaps with metadata. Email and chat headers carry server times. Photo libraries sync with device clocks but store original capture times separately. Fitness apps export CSV files that can be read line by line. When a story involves travel, flight, and rideshare, receipts add hard anchors. The strongest timelines weave these together: device logs for granularity, documents for anchors, human accounts for context. Weak timelines lean on one artifact and stretch it beyond its resolution. Let's build a simple, defensible method for device-heavy cases. Step 1. Inventory all potential sources: devices, accounts, vehicles, cameras, and third-party services. Step 2. Get time right. Convert every timestamp to a single zone. UTC is safest. Record clock drift if known, and note whether times are last seen, captured, or server received. Step 3. Visualize plot events on a single line with icons, phone ping, door open, car starts. Then look for clusters and gaps. Step 4. Corroborate, seek at least one independent anchor for each critical claim. Step 5. Label uncertainty, mark which points are approximate or disputed. This turns noise into a map. Privacy and consent sit beside method. Even when access is lawful, device logs can expose people who did not choose public life. Roommates, neighbors, kids. Remove names and blur faces when not essential. Do not publish raw data dumps. Share summaries and methods instead. When in doubt, ask, does this data point help answer a legitimate question, or does it simply satisfy curiosity? The smaller the answer that still works, the better. For listeners and families, there are protective steps that do not require paranoia. Know what your devices collect and how to export your own data. You are allowed to keep your own records. Keep clocks aligned. Enable automatic time sync. Use strong passwords and app-based two-factor on the cloud accounts that hold your logs. If a device is shared, set up separate profiles so you do not accidentally mix histories. When something serious happens and you want to help, preserve before you explore. Put devices on charge, avoid factory resets, and write down what you touched and when. For storytellers and podcasters, translate device speak into human stories without overpromising. Say, the car's trip log shows a start at 21:02 and stop at 21:27, clock drift plus or minus 2 minutes. Not the suspect drove exactly 25 minutes. Say, the phone connected to Wi-Fi at this address at 18:41. Not the person was in the kitchen at 18:41. Favor ranges, not single-second precision, unless your source truly supports it. The trust you build by hedging correctly is worth more than the drama of false precision. Quick caselets, generalized, help fix ideas. 1. A watch recorded steps at a time the wearer claimed to be asleep. A bedside charging cable later explained spurious motion. 2. A car's telematics placed it near a tower at midnight. The owner's cloud account confirmed a remote lock command at 00:03, narrowing a critical window. 3. A voice assistant log showed a timer set verbally during a disputed period. The command's voice profile matched a household member, resolving a who was home question. In each, a single artifact did not decide the story. Convergence did. What about deepfakes in device logs? Faking server-side timestamps and cryptographic signatures is harder than faking screenshots, but local device logs and exported CSVs can be tampered with. Defenses include requesting data directly from providers when possible, checking hashes, comparing multiple independent sources, and avoiding reliance on files that changed hands many times. If a log supports a claim no other source can see, handle with caution and disclose your chain of custody. We close with a steady summary. Devices are not oracles, they are diaries with bad handwriting. Read them with humility. Align time. Seek convergence. Protect bystanders. When you tell these stories carefully, technology becomes an honest witness, one that narrows uncertainty without claiming to know the heart of any person. That is the twist we promised this season, not gadgets as magic, but measurement as a check on myth. Next time, we explore corporate true crime, how internal controls fail and whistleblowers succeed, using anonymized composites to show the early signals teams miss and the safe channels employees can use when something feels off. Narration generated with AI, facts verified from public sources. No legal advice is given. The purpose is education and public safety. If you have a case tip or a documented pattern to share, use a safe channel and remove personal information that could identify non-public individuals.